What's going on, everyone? Conservative Video Dipper here. Shots were fired just not too long ago at the White House press dinner. We're going to talk a little bit about that. But first, I do want to let everyone know that Trump is fine. The shooter supposedly is apprehended, which is good. Supposedly nobody got hurt, but the Secret Service was a little bit slow, allegedly, on the jump of trying to make sure Trump is not in danger. But we're going to talk a little bit more about that too. So far we know that the shooter may have allegedly been a Democrat, gone to California school, and was on, I guess, just this rampage of he didn't like Trump or something was going on, and shots were fired. Not directly towards Trump, but there's a video that if you watch on Benny Johnson, you can kind of hear the background of what sounds like shots fired, but Ben Stelter, little skeleton boy, obviously was there, apparently, I guess, and he at first didn't really recognize what it was, but then later figured out that shots were fired. We don't know what weapon was used. There's been alleged talk that it might have been a shotgun. We don't know if it was a rifle or a shotgun or a handgun of these sorts. But all we know is it was supposedly, purportedly, that it may have been a shotgun. Don't know whether it was a 12 gauge, one of those break barrels, one of those pump. We don't know what kind of shotgun it was. If it was an alleged shotgun, we don't know much right now at this time. But we do know that Secret Service did take Trump out. In the video, you can kind of see the concerned look of Melania, Caitlin, the White House press secretary, and you can kind of see that. Sorry, guys. That there was concern that some people kind of were worried because they could hear that noise directly and they weren't sure what's happening, but you can watch the video. Then after that, Trump did a White House. Basically, he updated everyone, the general public, that he was okay, and he talked a little bit about it. We're going to kind of listen to a little bit of the video from the White House. But Trump obviously didn't get hurt, which is good. That's a good thing. We're very thankful for that one. But he does kind of talk a little bit about it more in somewhat detail. Kash Patel was there as well. So you can probably imagine if Kash Patel was there, there's obviously going to be a lot of possibly the FBI being involved as well. Now, for a lot of questions that people are going to have, and that's going to be, how did the guy allegedly get the gun through security? How did he, what made him want to do it? Those are kind of things we don't really know in detail. Some people are saying it may have been alleged setup or done by the alleged Democrats, may have allegedly paid this guy to do it. We don't know anything right now. We don't know whether truly 100% what this guy involvement in details regarding that are, but we will report it back to you folks when we get more details and information at this time. But it's kind of odd that, yeah, the guy did get the weapon through security. How can he do it when there's that much security? And there's a lot of questions. And especially for me, that is one of the biggest one is not just how did he do it, why did he do it, and what was the intention behind it. And there's a lot of people that are asking questions right now, and we don't know. But I'm sure the media is going to talk about it as usual. They're going to probably try to downplay it a little bit if they can. Odin and Thor decided to take a nap. Okay. But let's play a little bit of the White House video. And I want you guys to take a listen to this. This is very brave of Trump. This was done 49 minutes ago. Let me get to it. So it probably took a while for them to actually try to get Trump prepared for the speech. Probably more than likely because one, they wanted to make sure Trump was okay, and two, they had to probably brief him on here's how much you're allowed to allegedly give in details and how much you're not allegedly allowed to give in details. So therefore, we just want you to know that, Mr. President, that this is what you right now can tell the public, and probably had to not just only be briefed on it, but still, because of security reasons, they're probably trying to make sure every room is clear for him or find a room where he can do his updates and give a live briefing on what the situation happened. So, yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Here we go.
That was very unexpected, but incredibly acted upon by Secret Service and law enforcement. And this was an event dedicated.
And Kash Patel is there. You can, in this live, go to the White House YouTube channel. You can see Kash Patel is standing there with his little glasses. And Kash looks pretty good, by the way. I'm not going to lie. He's actually looks pretty damper today. Like he's nice dressed up. So
Dedicated to freedom of speech that was supposed to bring together members of both parties with members of the press. And in a certain way it did, because the fact that they just unified, I saw a room that was just totally unified. It was in one way very beautiful.
And there was a lot of people there. I think a lot of the Senate and a lot of the government entities, people that are government entities, a lot of them were there. So it was pretty scary. So I can imagine a lot of people probably are going home right now with questions and adrenaline rush.
Very beautiful.
And I can only imagine how Trump feels right now. Like he's probably in his head thinking, I probably need another Diet Coke after dealing with this shit.
Beautiful thing to see a man charge a security checkpoint armed with multiple weapons. and he was taken down by some very brave members of Secret Service.
That was it was kind of slow. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of watched the video that Betty put out there of it. It looked like it took him a while to for Secret Service to kind of figure out what they needed to do. So that was kind of not good. If allegedly Secret Service would have been a little bit more impeccable timing, then that would have been great. But to me, it seemed like they were slow, allegedly a little bit slow. But Trump's giving them credit, which is good. I think that is very important for Trump to definitely give them credit for what they have done.
And they acted very quickly and have just released, for purposes of transparency, clarity, I've ordered it to be put out. You probably have it by now, put out on Truth and put out on many of the platforms. A tape showing the violence of this thug that attacked our Constitution, and also showing how quickly Secret Service and law enforcement acted on our country's behalf.
Slow.
Really did a great job.
But it was okay.
One officer was shot, but saved by the fact that he was wearing obviously a very good bulletproof vest. He was shot from very close.
Wow. Okay, so I was not aware of that one. Um, Luckily, the officer was wearing a bulletproof vest. Thank God.
Distance with a very powerful gun.
Probably if it's close range, then it could have been anything. It could have been a handgun. It could have been a shotgun. Don't know.
And the vest did the job. I just spoke to the officer, and he's doing great. He's great shape. He has very high spirits, and we told him we love him and respect him. And he's a very proud guy. He's very proud of what he does, Secret Service agent. And we looked at all of the conditions that took place tonight, and I will say, it's not a particularly secure building, and
you can hear in Trump's voice that he is nervous, that there is a lot of trepidation in his voice, because for one, he just found out that somebody came into the White House press dinner, or was heading that, possibly heading that in that general direction with a gun. So you can only imagine how much uh, worry and fear and the emotions that Trump and everyone's feeling right now at this time. And that's probably why Trump is sounding a little bit kind of lethargic. He's not sounding like his normal self. He doesn't have that high confidence. It's probably more because of that adrenaline and all that shit that just happened.
I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure. It's drone proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it. They've wanted the ballroom for 150 years for lots of different reasons, but today's a little bit different, because today we need levels of security that probably nobody's ever seen before. But everyone owes a tremendous debt of gratitude to the courage of law enforcement, the law enforcement, and working with the DC police. And just spoke with the mayor. And when we're finished, the police chief is going to take over and discuss it also from their viewpoint. But they also performed exactly as they were supposed to. And you see the attacker in different positions, but you also see the attacker totally subdued and under control. So as you know, this is not the first time in the past couple of years that our republic has been attacked by a would-be assassin.
So this right now would be the second alleged assassination attempt, or the second time that something happened right now. Luckily, again, luckily, the shooter didn't get him, which I'm very thankful for. I'm very thankful that the shooter did not get to Trump. I know that, again, this is a lot of things right now Trump's got to take in. And I'm sure tonight he is probably more than likely either going to have security be in front of his bedroom door. Security's going to be really, really uptight right now because of this. Because of this type of situation right now, I can only imagine how security is going to be. So I'm sure security is going to be really uptight right now.
Who sought to kill in Butler, Pennsylvania, less than 2 years ago. You all know that story. And in Palm Beach, Florida, a few months after that, we came close. We really had, again, we had some great work done by law enforcement. But in light of this evening's events, I ask that all Americans recommit with their hearts and resolving our difference peacefully. We have to resolve our differences. I will say, you had Republicans, Democrats, independents, conservatives, liberals, and progressives. Those words are interchangeable, perhaps, but maybe they're not. But yet, everybody in that room, big crowd, record set.
You heard him. There is a lot of people there. A lot of people. So I can only imagine how every single one of them feel right now. They're probably all still scared. And we don't even know who the shooter allegedly really is. We don't. I haven't heard anything on the name of who he is, or, like I said before, why he did it. But there are really fucked up people out there that will do anything, stupid or not stupid. And you just got to be careful. I mean, being a politician is a dangerous, dangerous thing. And Trump knows that. And he knew that when he decided to run for president. He knew that there would be alleged danger coming into this, because there are going to be people that hate him, that despise him, that don't like him. And he knows it. But that's, I guess you got to take that with the good and the bad. You got to understand that with Trump, he's not scared. Well, sure, he's probably scared deep down inside, but he's not going to show it. He's not going to show his fear. He's going to continue to stand strong and say, look, I overcome this twice now already. This is just something that he's, I guess, kind of gotten to that point now where he realizes that he relies on Secret Service, he relies on the police to defend him, because there are people out there that are fucking crazy.
Crowd. There was a record-setting group of people, and there was a tremendous amount of love and coming together. I watched, and I was very, very impressed by that. But First Lady and I were taken very well care of very quickly very quickly rushed off the stage. Vice President J.D. Vance, who's here, was likewise
Oh, Vance was
beautifully
there.
done. He was just saying how quickly everybody acted, law enforcement, Secret Service in particular in this case, but law enforcement.
I think they were kind of allegedly a little bit slow, in my opinion, again. But Trump says that they did exactly what they were supposed to, and that's good. But still, I don't know a lot, but what I do know now from what I'm hearing, there's a lot of questions as to people saying that this was an alleged setup, this was possibly a Democrat that allegedly got paid to do this. We don't know those things. But any of those things could be possible. But I really doubt that Trump would set this up or stage this. I don't think he's that kind of person, honestly. But I know a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me and say, yeah, it's bullshit. And that's okay. You have your rights to your opinions. That's fine. But make sure you do some research before you come at me.
Marco had the same thing. Pete was there. Pete didn't want any help. He didn't want anybody to help him. He doesn't want anybody to help him, but he did get some, didn't you? And I think you also said that it was very impressive. So with that, I'd like to ask Todd Blake.
You can, in that live stream or the video, wherever, you can watch this again without my commentation, but you can see um, Cash Patel. He looks a little bit nervous. He's a little frightened and a little shook up for being an FBI agent director. He does look very shooken up, like he's been spooked. So obviously, you can tell it's spooky. This is the kind of things that politicians should not go through, but they know that it can allegedly happen. And especially like with Cash, he's an FBI director. So he's probably had years on the field and a lot of times dealing with a lot of situations possibly like this. But I've not really ever seen Cash Patel really this spooked before.
And
This
to
is the first time I've seen him spooked like this.
come up, say a few words, and tell you it's already underway. The man has been captured.
Good.
They go into his apartment. I guess he lives in California.
Of course. And guess what? He's probably going to be. More than likely.
And he's a sick person, a very sick person.
He is.
And we don't want things like this to happen. I think it's very important that I say, though, and I told the representatives of the evening, they did such a beautiful job with such a beautiful evening. And again, they're talking about free speech in our Constitution. That's what it's all about, not just White House correspondence. It was really based on free speech in our Constitution. But I said very importantly that we'll do it again within the next 30 days, and we'll make it bigger and better and even nicer. So I just want to thank everybody that was involved. I also want to thank the press, the media. You've been very responsible in your coverage. I will say I've been seeing what's been out. You've been very responsible. So Todd Lynch, I'd like to say a few words, and then we're going to have Cash, and then you're going to go on. We can ask. I guess we can take a couple of questions. I want to thank the First Lady for that was a rather
Blue collar,
traumatic
what's up, buddy?
experience for her.
Yeah, God bless Trump, man. Man, I am so happy Trump's okay. I am very happy he's okay. God was watching him for sure. The whatever you guys believe in, he was some God was watching, some higher power was watching him for sure.
There was a lot of
That's
action.
scary. I cannot imagine me being president and having to deal with that. That would scare me. That's why I don't want to be a politician. I just rather be a tier 2 journalist because I'm a little bit safer behind where I am right now.
taking place up there very quickly. But again, the response time was really incredible. And we're going to reschedule. We're going to do it again. We're not going to let anybody take over our society. We're not going to cancel things out because we can't do that. We wanted to stay tonight. Sure. I will tell you, I fought like hell to stay.
Oh, he did. He did. He fought. I mean, he survived. You gotta always give it to Trump. No matter how many times people go at him, he still overcomes and he still walks away a champ. He always will walk away the champ. No matter how hard it is that he has to fight, he's going to do it.
But it was protocol. They said, please, sir, because they didn't know there was a lot of action going on, and they didn't know could there be probably a lone shooter, but we'll find out very quickly. They have it very well under control. So I want to thank everybody very much. And Todd Blanche, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Tonight you saw the very worst and the very best of this country. You saw the very worst by the actions of that coward that the president just talked about. But you also saw the very best because you saw law enforcement do exactly what they're supposed to do. And you'll see the videos come out, I expect, very shortly, and you'll see law enforcement do exactly what we want them to do. And so
the media's already covering it. CNN's already covered it. I think Fox has already covered it. OAN News has covered it. Majority of news agencies are already covering this. This is pretty breaking news. And I was watching another YouTuber channel live stream, and he was going to talk about Mr. Beast and what some of the alleged things are going on with Mr. Beast. And then he was talking about this, and then I looked up to see what was going on and if any other news sources covering it, and there's a lot of them covering it. A lot of people have already covered this. So this is just how it is. You know, you gotta be careful when you're a politician, because people aren't gonna like you. Some people will, some people won't. And Trump already knows that. He already knows that people may like him, people won't like him. But it's not right for what this guy, the alleged shooter, tried to do towards Trump. That was wrong. That's illegal. And I do hope that that person does face a lot of criminal charges and stays in prison for life. The alleged shooter deserves that.
I echo what President Trump just said, that we are extraordinarily grateful and appreciative of the men and women of law enforcement that did their jobs tonight, including one who was injured. This investigation is ongoing. I expect you will see charges filed shortly. The charges Hopefully. Should be self-evident given the conduct, yeah. But as you'll hear,
I'm sure that they've got him arrested, and they've probably got a judge that's like a alleged 24-hour judge or something to sign warrants and stuff for house searches and stuff. I don't know when we'll hear about charges. It might be a while, but I am sure that he will be charged. That person will be officially charged at some point. A lot of people are purporting that allegedly this guy may allegedly get away because the Democrat judge may allegedly be a little bit soft on this alleged shooter. I don't know if that's true or not. I hope that the judge is not going to be a little bit lenient on the alleged active shooter. I hope the judge just throws the book at this person and says, your ass is going. That's it. That would be beautiful if the judge could do that, but don't know. Anything's possible at this point. The judge, they could get a very liberal Democratic judge. They could get a judge that's just conservative, or a judge that's like, whatever. But I would very much doubt it that the judge would be lenient on the alleged active shooter for allegedly trying to shoot the president. There's no way. I don't think that the judge is going to be lenient on that.
There will be multiple charges surrounding the shooting, around possession of firearms, and anything else that we can get on this guy. The investigation is obviously ongoing and just started. There's federal law enforcement already working on search warrants and doing their job. And
already getting search warrants. That's a good thing.
I don't want to get ahead of them, and don't want to get ahead of the work that they're doing even as we speak. Direct Patel and I were just on the crime scene a short while ago.
Oh, there's J.D. Vance on the side, standing right beside Cash Patel.
And everybody in this room should rest assured that the Metropolitan Police Department, the FBI, Secret Service, everybody's on the scene doing their job.
Of course, we know the FBI is going to be on the case because guess who's there? Their boss, Cash Patel. And if Cash is allegedly there, you know Cash isn't going to let shit fly like that.
I know that the police chief is going to give an update from the scene as soon as we're finished here. And I obviously will lead the details of what they have learned to him. But in the meantime, I just want to thank everybody in this room for the courage. And I want to thank President Trump for his...
Looks like Trump's lost a little bit of weight. I can't tell, but the suit that he's wearing, to me, it makes him look like he's lost a little bit of weight.
For his words, and I promise you, justice will be served. Thank you.
I hope so. We can only hope so.
General, thank you, Mr. President.
There's Cash.
The president's absolutely right. You saw the best resolve of American law enforcement because you, Mr. President, inspire them 24/7, 365. You give them the resources that they need, and they know.
Trump just giving him a little pat on the back, giving Cash a little pat on the back. You know that's gonna be something that's obvious.
That you have their back, and that is a changing dynamic in this country, and that's why you saw brave Secret Service agents respond immediately, swiftly, subdue and take down the suspect, and safeguard the lives of thousands of individuals at that hotel. Thanks to our interagency partnership with the Department of Homeland
Was it really 1,000? I don't know.
Security and the Metropolitan Police Department, the FBI was rapidly deployed onto the scene, took over the evidence response unit, is examining all the ballistics that were found on scene to include the long gun and the shell casings. We're conducting witness interviews as...
Oh, it was a long gun. Oh. Okay.
We speak. You will hear from our team on the scene there with the mayor and the head of the FBI field division there. But please know what the Attorney General has just said rings no truer. You saw the very best of America tonight. The very best unite us at a time of uncertainty because we have leadership here with the president and the vice president that backs law enforcement. And the men and women that I shook their hands on the scene today could not have been prouder to show up on scene. And as the Attorney General said, make no mistake, we are conducting witness interviews.
Right there. Cash is doing what he normally does. He typically will do or say these things, which I believe they are probably happening more than likely because, of course, you know, Cash has got to do it. It's his job. But I'm sure Cash is really ahead of this right now. He's got, like they said, they got a lot of people on this.
If you have
This shit isn't going to go quietly.
any information whatsoever related to this event, 1-800-CALL-FBI. 1-800-CALL-FBI.
Or you can do a FBI report by going to ic3.gov or .org or ic3.com, the FBI report, and report it. You can do that too.
No piece of information is too small. No piece of information is inadequate. We will evaluate it all. We will also be conducting interviews of those that were there already started, and we are going to ensure that he was either a lone wolf actor or anyone else that was responsible. We will analyze all evidence immediately to make sure we safeguard this country. Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, thank you for your leadership. Attorney General, Homeland Secretary Mullen, thank you for your partnership in law enforcement.
Thank you. Okay, we'll do a couple and then we go to the chair. Madam Chairman, I just want to say you did a fantastic job. What a beautiful evening, and we're going to reschedule. And after that, it's very tough for her to ask a killer question, right? But you have done a fantastic job. Please.
Mr. President, I appreciate it. As you mentioned, it all happened so quickly.
Yeah.
And I wonder, especially because unfortunately you have experience with these sorts of threats, in that moment when you realized there was a threat and service agents were telling us to get down, can you describe what was running through your mind, how you were feeling in that moment?
That's a very good question, actually.
That is a very good question. What was going through your mind?
It was, it's always shocking when something like this happens. It's happened to me a little bit, and that never changes. The fact we were sitting right next to each other, First Lady, am I right? And I heard a noise and sort of thought it was a tray. I thought it was a tray going down. You know, I've heard that many times, and it was a pretty loud noise. And it was from quite far away. He hadn't breached the area at all. They really got him. But so it was quite far away, but it was a gun. And some people really understood that pretty quickly. Other people didn't. I was watching to see what was happening. Probably should have.
Well, kinda. He was kinda allegedly watching. I mean, somebody was talking to him when it was happening. When Benny Johnson was showing the video, you could see some guy coming over talking to Trump. Trump was kind of looked like he allegedly kind of had his head down a little bit, and he may have, but to me it looked like he was allegedly just in mid conversation.
Gone down even faster. Melania was very cognizant, I think, of what happened. I think she knew immediately what happened. She was saying, "That's a bad noise," and we were whisked away along with other people, but we were really whisked away. And again, the performance of the Secret Service and the police, all of the law enforcement, I thought was really good. So it was very quick. There wasn't a lot of time to be thinking because it was a matter of seconds before we were out the door and gone into an area. We very much, and you wanted to too, we very much wanted to continue it because I don't like to let these sick people, these thugs, these horrible, horrible people change the fabric of our life, change the course of what we do. So we held out. You were there. We held out right till the end, but they didn't want to take a chance, and I understand there was protocol. But we're going to be doing one hopefully within the next 30 days or sooner, and I am ready, willing, and able. And I was all set to.
Let's hope it goes better.
Really rip it. And I said to my people, this would be the most inappropriate speech ever made if I said it. So I have to save it. I don't know if I can ever be as rough as I was going to be tonight. I think I'm going to be probably very nice. I'll be very boring the next time, but we're going to have a great event. And you did a fantastic job. Thank you very much. Peter, go ahead.
Thank you, President Trump. There's a report in the New York Post that this assailant assembled his weapon somewhere on site at the hotel. What do you think about
Allegedly, we don't know that. That's purported.
that? And I ask respectfully, why do you think this is happening to you?
Well,
that is a good question. That is an honest, well-respected question. I mean, that is kind of something I would like to know too. Why is this shit keep happening to Trump? Why is it always got to be Trump?
you know, I've studied assassinations, and
You did what, Mr. President? You studied alleged assassinations? Okay.
I must tell you, the most impactful people, the people that do the most, you take a look at the people, Abraham Lincoln, I mean, you go through the people that have gone through this where they got them. But the people that do the most, the people that make
See, to me, when he says he allegedly studied alleged assassinations, that kind of makes me wonder a little bit. But maybe studied it because it's happened to him once before allegedly, and or somebody tried to allegedly attempt it on him once allegedly, and he's just kind of trying to figure out what causes people to do this, that want to allegedly do that. Maybe there's just nothing behind it. Maybe there is allegedly a little something behind it. I don't know. Again, I don't know if this is allegedly staged or not. But it kind of does make me wonder after he allegedly said that.
biggest impact, they're the ones that they go after. They don't go after the ones that don't do much because they like it that way.
That's true. They allegedly go after people who are making differences, that are speaking the loudest. That's why somebody allegedly went after Charlie. That's why somebody allegedly went after him multiple times. Because those people made a big difference in our lives and were very impactful. So that kind of does make a little bit of sense to what he's saying.
And when you look at the people that have either, whether it was an attempt or a successful attempt, they're very impactful people. Just take a look at the names there, the big names. And I hate to say I'm honored by that, but
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't really say that. I would not be honored by it. I don't think that would be a good word to use there, Mr. President. You might want to use a different word.
I've done a lot. We've done a lot. We've taken this country, and we were a laughing stock for years, and now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We've changed
I don't know.
this country, and there are a lot of people that are not.
He's kind of buttering it up, like, yeah, we're the hottest world right now, but we're still allegedly at war with Iran. I don't think that really makes us the alleged hottest country right now at this point.
Happy about that. So I think that's the answer, Peter.
And after Butler, your team for a while rethought outdoor events.
Yeah.
Do you think that you now need to rethink
No,
indoor?
well, but then you just don't do events. No, I can't do that. I have to. It is what it is. We have to do it. The room was very, very secure. He charged from 50 yards away, so he was very far away from the room.
And what do you think when you saw the video of how fast he was running?
He was moving. He was really moving, and the reaction time was great. Boy, those guys, they had their guns drawn. Literally, by the time he was there, they were shooting.
That's right.
I thought they were very impressive. And if I didn't, I'd let you know. I'm not going to be. I would not stand for that. No, I thought they were very impressive.
Thank you, President Trump, and thank you for updating us on the suspect earlier. Were you aware of any threats? Was your team aware of any threats beforehand? And do you believe you were the target?
That is a good question. That is a very good question.
Of this tonight?
I guess. I mean, these people.
But it was kind of a question you would normally suspect, yeah, that would be asked.
Well, they're crazy. And you never know. He was very far away from me. He had to go through a lot. We had
50 yards. He was running from 50 yards to try to get into there, and it didn't work.
Resources all over.
Wow.
Resources sitting at tables, literally in disguise, sitting maybe at your table. Who knows? But we had people all over the room. So
we had people probably in disguise. Who knows? So people are probably going to be wondering, well, why would he not disclose that now that after it allegedly happened? So I think the honest reason why he's not disclosing it now, of why there was allegedly people at that table that may have been undercover or FBI, CIA, Homeland Security, cops, whatever, is because one, he was probably not briefed on it, and two, if he was allegedly briefed on it, he probably just doesn't want people to know about it. So in case if it allegedly, hopefully it doesn't happen again, but if it does allegedly happen again, then the alleged shooter will not try to target those people.
You know, long way
But more than likely, I think that it was probably because he was not briefed on it.
to go. That was really the first line of defense, and they got him. And they really, you know, they
That's my
acted
guess.
incredibly. No, we've had no, there was no notification. We had no idea. Go
Do you
ahead,
know
Kevin.
any political motivations from this?
Well, you never know. Now, we'll be able to tell you that maybe by tomorrow or the next day. You know, he's in custody, and they're asking him a lot of questions. I guess
There may have been a political motive behind it. Who knows? Like he said, we won't know until tomorrow. But my suspicion is that there may have been alleged political motive behind it.
they're going over, Todd, and
Because look at what happened to him in Pennsylvania when somebody tried to allegedly shoot him. That was an alleged political motive shooter or shooting that occurred towards allegedly Trump. And that can happen. So I wouldn't be very surprised if that was an alleged motive.
they're already at his apartment. He lives in California,
Yes, sir.
and they'll be
Coming California, of course, again, as usual. My suspicion would be alleged paid shooter by the alleged Democrat.
over there, so they'll be able to tell you. Thank you, Caitlin.
President Trump, did the suspect say anything, or was he wearing anything that would allege some type of motive here?
What kind of question is that? I mean, I guess that's kind of a question, but I think it should be worded differently.
No, I mean, he was a guy who looked pretty evil when he was down. You know, they had him down.
So, yeah, that question didn't really make sense. But I can kind of see where the reporter was trying to ask and what he was trying to ask. Maybe alleging, could have been alleged certain alleged terrorist affiliation, alleged BLM affiliation, not mafia, but maybe mafia or militia of some sort, alleged anything. So I can kind of see where that question goes, but I think it should have been worded a little bit, not just differently, but I would have asked it differently.
He was fighting hard. He was in my opinion, a sick person. Who would do that but a sick person? But I think you're going to find everything about him. No reason to talk about it now, but tomorrow at this time, long before this time, you're going to know a lot of things about him. They seem to think he was a lone wolf. And
another good question would be, was he allegedly or possibly on some kind of narcotics or some kind of psychosis type medication for like maybe alleged schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, PTSD, or some kind of thing like that? That would be a good question to ask too. But we're going to find, again, that out tomorrow. But those are my questions too, is could it be one of, or any of those?
And I feel that too.
Are you concerned about U.S. Secret Service protection ability? We saw several of the detainees take minutes to be escorted out.
No, they acted very quickly. No, I was very impressed by Secret Service. I mean, I'm the one, and Mark, Wayne, you would agree with me, I think. I'm the one that would complain. You don't have to complain for me. I would be complaining. I'd be up here right now saying they didn't do their job. Oh, believe me, because, you know, it's my life. And I want to live because I want to make this country great. That's why I want to live.
Well, it's not just that he wants to live, but he wants everyone to live. He wants everyone that was there to live.
But when you're impactful, they go after you. When you're not impactful, they leave you alone.
Yes, but kind of no, I suppose. I mean, look at how somewhat impactful I am. I hate to use myself as an example. Why do you think I get nasty comments all the time? Because I'm impactful. I say things that are questionable, or not questionable, but that question certain things. I question the media. I question the government. I question a lot of things. You're going to be pressed a lot of times by people, but sometimes people will do more evil things than just make fun of you. They will try to allegedly take a life because they don't agree with you. And that's what happened again with Charlie. That's what allegedly almost happened twice now, possibly towards Trump.
Okay, a couple of more. So go ahead, please.
Is there any indication that this shooting was could have been linked to the war in Iran?
Ooh. 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 What would really this have to do allegedly with Iran? I'll think about it. Maybe somebody who doesn't agree with the way Trump's dealing with Iran. But to me, that just didn't make sense.
I don't think so, but you never know. We're going to know.
I like how Trump's dealing with this. He's just being very nonchalant about it. He's just saying what allegedly he was briefed on and what he knows, and he's not being over the top about this.
A lot.
He's being he's honest about it. Not more honest, but he's being very honest.
We have the best people in the world working on it, and we're going to know a lot. Please.
Mr. President, there's a lot. There's you, as well as some of us who have covered Butler, experienced another horrific day 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What felt similar? You know, you had the First Lady with you today. What felt different? And you have another 2+ years in office. Are you concerned about something like this happening?
Well, I can't be concerned. I can only get great people. They did the job, in my opinion, a much better job than Butler.
And people are going to probably wonder, well, why shouldn't he be concerned about it? He should. Because if this allegedly happened twice, shouldn't he be a little bit worried about it? Yeah. But here's the thing. And here's why he's not going to worry about it. Because he knows that he's got his FBI team, he's got Secret Service, he's got people that will take care of him. What he's going to be more concerned with is doing his job as president, making sure that he's making America great again. And he's going to leave it up to those people that are hired to protect him to do their job. So I can see that as a good reason to, here's why Trump's not afraid. Do I think that, again, Trump should be a little bit more worried about this possibly allegedly happening again? If not, hoping that, I really hope it doesn't. But if this was to allegedly happen again, should he be a little concerned? Sure, he should be, because, you know, that's his life, and he's got a wife, he's got kids, he's got grandkids, he's got family to worry about. So yeah, I'm sure he is a little bit deep down got that I'm concerned, but he's trying to be more what do you call it? Tough about it. He's trying to just not think in his mind too much about it. He just knows that bad people are out there that will do bad things. And he knows it. And he suspects that people will do bad things anytime because they don't give a shit about people.
Butler had one weak spot that we all know about. Somebody should have been up there.
Thank
but
you for the
even
likes,
Butler,
everyone. I appreciate
we had
you.
our sniper on our side within 4.2 seconds from a distance of about 400 yards.
4.2 seconds, 400 yards. Okay, so let me do some math here. Go ahead.
One shot.
So 400 yards in 2.4 seconds. That's less than a minute and a half, maybe. It's not bad. That's pretty good for the counter sniper.
And he was gone. And if he didn't do now, you know, he's David. His name was David. I say, hello, David, every time I see him. David, I like you very much, David. But think of that.
Yeah, thank you, David, for protecting our president. We appreciate that.
Now, if he doesn't hit him, and he hit him right between the eyes from 400 yards.
400 yards. So 400 yards and 2.4 seconds, right between the eyes. He got hit. Right, the bad guy got shot by David in 4.2 seconds, or in 2.4 seconds, in between the eye. Holy fuck!
Without any notice, nobody knew. He heard a sound.
2.4 seconds is all it took for the counter sniper to shoot the bad guy right between the eye. That's a hell of a good shot. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could hit a pop can 400 yards that good like that.
He looked over, and there was actually a tree that was somewhat in his way. You know,
you can tell that this is what they are trained for. Counter snipers, police snipers are trained to do that. They are trained to have that reaction, that very fast, quick, okay, find target, bam, done. Done. That's like that. You got to be trained for it. That's pretty good. And that's fast. And that's doable.
Sorry, very well. And he aimed, he fired. And if he didn't do that, beyond me, you would have had a lot more people killed. We lost one great person and two people very badly hurt. They're okay now. But no, that was so. In a sense, you know, that was pretty amazing the job they did. But they did have that one weak spot, as you know. They should have had that covered. Tonight they had everything covered very quickly, and he was fast. He was running full blast, and they got him before they got any further. I was very far away. You know, he hadn't anywhere close to breach the doors of the ballroom. The ballroom was sealed, and everybody in there. That's why once those doors opened, they didn't want to do tonight. If the doors weren't opened, we could have probably done it tonight, but I think we're much better off rescheduling. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, for you and perhaps law enforcement as well,
What's up?
what is the level of confidence that this was a lone actor?
XA, what's up?
And has the suspect made any statements to police while in custody?
Yeah.
So, luckily, the doors were closed. Thankfully, the doors were closed. The bad guy didn't breach Trump's room, or the room that Trump was in with all these people. So, luckily, you know, the bad guy got dealt with. Now we just got to wait and see what are they going to do with him.
I think it's just my look. It's not my profession. We have great.
Yeah, the suspect's in custody right now, but we don't know much details.
Professionals up here and outside.
Supposedly, he's from California, is what they're saying right now. That's all they know. They don't know whether it was politically motivated. They don't know whether it wasn't politically motivated. Nobody knows right now. I suspect it may be politically motivated.
That have been working
That's
with
a
us.
guess.
My impression is he was a lone wolf, whack job, These are crazy people.
Yeah, Democrats are very nuts. And this kind of makes me wonder, is Trump going to allegedly call the Democrat Party if it wasn't alleged this person was allegedly affiliated with the Democrats or allegedly claimed to be Democrat? Is Trump going to allegedly call the Democrat Party an alleged terrorist group if the bad guy had anything to do with it and being part of the Democrat Party? Well, we know he had part to do with what happened, but with him being allegedly connected to the Democrat Party.
These are crazy people, and they have to be dealt with. We had that in the second attempt, as you know, and he's spending life in prison because if you let him out, they'll.
And I'm happy the suspect's in custody. At least now, instead of the suspect allegedly being dead, they're going to hopefully get information out of him.
Probably, you know.
But we don't know. We don't know how much the suspect will give. More than likely, I suspect that the alleged suspect may probably lawyer up and say, I want my lawyer. That's more than likely what I'm thinking will happen.
If he serves 10 years or 15 years, you let him out, he'll probably try it again with somebody else. They're sick people. We have a lot of sick people. But
yeah, the Democrat parties are not good people. They are not very good people at all. They are very vile. And people who do this are very vile and sick and twisted. And
know, I think very shortly you're going to know, Todd, a lot about him. You're going to know a lot about him. Yeah, a couple of more. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Are you concerned about political violence? This could be politically motivated.
All violence. I'm concerned about everything.
I would be very concerned with political violence, being that this may have been alleged political violence.
But I can't be so concerned.
Because what else would you allegedly call this? I mean, you could call this multiple different things. We could allege this to be multiple things, but more than likely, this was probably an alleged act of political violence. And you can't compute with that. I mean, you can't argue with that because that's kind of what it allegedly was. That was exactly what it allegedly was. We're going to finish up here and then I'm going to head out, guys. I got stuff I got to do.
That you can't function. You know, I'm here.
But you really can't argue with it because it was an alleged, possibly act of political violence. If this person, this alleged active shooter, was allegedly going into the White House area and was trying to barge in and was allegedly trying to go after Trump or these people that were inside there, then you can't dispute it. It is an alleged act of political violence. And this is what happens when we allow bad people to do bad things, and especially stupid people that have guns that will do these things. These people, these kind of people need to be locked up.
Dangerous profession. You know, I tell the story, race car drivers, I think it's very dangerous. So you take 1% and then take about 10% of 1% just to.
Okay, I don't know why Trump's rambling on about NASCAR, but that has nothing to do with what happened here, Mr. President. Come on, please stay focused.
Break it down very easily. They die. So much less than 1%, 10% of 1%.
Oh my gosh. Come on, Mr. President. Please stop. Stop freaking talking about NASCAR, damn it. He does not need to be talking about goddamn NASCAR.
I think bull riding is very dangerous.
Okay, yes, Mr. President, bull riding is very dangerous, but why are you talking about this? It doesn't make sense.
You take about the same 10% of one would have said, I'll take a pass. No, it's a dangerous profession, but I don't view it that way. Look, I'm here to do a job.
Okay, being a president is very dangerous job, yes. Probably maybe just as much as bull riding, if not maybe more. But see, I don't like how Trump kind of goes on tangent about other stories.
It's part of the job. It is a dangerous.
It's stupid.
I can't imagine.
It's very stupid how sometimes he can do it, but I just tolerate it. I go with it.
Any profession is more dangerous, but I love the country and I'm very proud. I'm very proud of the job we've done. You see what's happened. We have a great country.
So basically, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's just basically the gist of what happened. Trump's okay. We'll let you know. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna head out. We'll do a live stream tomorrow and talk a little bit more about this, okay? Because I really do want to know what the hell is going on. So I do appreciate all 4 of the likes. Thank you for the viewers, subscribers. Thank you all for coming here. Love you guys and gals. God bless Trump, and thank you, Mr. President, for giving a good speech. And hope you stay safe tonight. And hopefully you get some sleep. You and the First Lady definitely get some sleep. And like I will. And we will see you guys mañana. Adios, amigos and senoritas. Bye.